Good afternoon, everybody. We're just going to wait for everybody to come in. We've got a lot of agents that are coming into the call today. I hope you're having a nice day where you all are. You can see some amazing faces smiling here. We've got a bit of a mixture. We've got people that have come in straight from Grenada. We've got people from London. Just to go through a couple of basics as per normal as well, we've got a chat option right at the bottom. Hi, Carol, nice to see you. If you want to write to us all, just don't forget to change the Dropbox down to all panelists and attendees, and then you can chat to everybody that's on the webinar together. Any questions that you've got, we've got the Q&A tab. Please re-pop them in there. It's a lot easier for us at the end of the webinar to go through the questions. So I think that everybody's on. Thank you very much for joining us. It's great to see you all again. And I'm going to hand over to the lovely Lisa, who doesn't need an introduction, but I will introduce her anyway. Lisa's from Pure Grenada, from the UK office. So I'm going to hand over to her and she can introduce her amazing team.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. So guys, I am the Travel, Trade and Community Manager for the Grenada Tourism Authority. I have the pleasure of having my co-hosts. So just to start off, we have Renee Moses, the Marketing Executive for the UK. Hello, Renee, live and direct in Grenada.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day today.
Yes, yes. And then we also have the pleasure. So Renee, you can definitely introduce as well. Roger Augustine, Destination Experience Officer. How are you, Roger?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am fabulous. It's a beautiful day.
So that's it, guys. You've got your trio that will be your hosts, and then the lovely Renee will introduce our panelists a little later. So let's get into this. So welcome to Pure Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, where we are discussing things to do. So Renee, what would be your kind of liming spot, best spot to go to on the island?
Well, it depends on my mood. If I want to just relax, and so I'm going to go on my fingers and choose one of our over 50 beautiful beaches to go and relax on and have a drink and just take in the atmosphere. If I want to go party, I might go to Junction Grill and Bar. If I want to just go hang out with my girls, I might go to one of our many restaurants and eat some sushi. And if I want to do an adventure, I might just take a drive around our lovely island. That's not too big, you know, we could do it in a day. So it just depends on the mood and time.
There you go. And it's very common, like I'm sure Roger will say this too, is that our flag colors is red, gold and green. So you will see that everywhere across Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So Roger, I asked you the same question. Tell us your liming spot, but also explain what liming is, because many might not know. Oh, Roger?
Where's Roger at?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm here. Hello? You can
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes, we
I
can
was
hear
saying,
you.
like Shakespeare says, it's much ado about nothing. You see, when we lime with a purpose, yeah?
Okay.
Because we want to free up, we want to, you know, relax, we want to have a good time. And that is the purpose behind liming. You lime to what we call to de-stress, so to speak. And if I am to lime, again, like Renee says, it all depends on the mood. And when the fellas go liming in Grenada, there is drinking and there is food involved. So it depends. You know, we might choose to lime by a friend, and what we'll do is we'll cook a pot of food. So if we do it back with beach, for example, the guys might cook a waters, and when we say waters, we're talking about a soup. Grenada is very famous for our one-pot dishes, which, ladies and gentlemen, you have to come to the island to sample. You see, we talk a lot about the beautiful scenery, the lovely people, but we don't tell a lot of people about our food. We use spices to bring out flavor in foods, and man, I tell you, my mouth is beginning to water. I'm getting hungry, and I just had breakfast. Just thinking about the quality of food that we have here on island. So again, it depends on what you feel like. For me, I like nature. So I like the waterfalls. We have about over 15 waterfalls on the island. We have sulfur springs. And then I am sure you're aware that Grenada is a mecca when it comes to tropical blooms at the Chelsea Flower Show. So I like gardening. I think every Grenadian is a gardener at some point. So I will just, check out one of the gardens, enjoy the flowers that we have, all the lovely tropical blooms that we have in the island. So yeah, that's kind of my thing, nature.
There you go.
I'll go hiking.
Yes. I think I'm a history buff. So what I love is like seeing what Grenada was and what it is now. So I would definitely do a lot of visits to our forts. So there is a selection. Yes.
And the nice thing about visiting the forts is, we have the most picturesque capital in the entire Caribbean. And it's filled with Georgian and Victorian architecture. And where the forts are strategically located gives you wonderful panoramic views of that Georgian architecture that you can see it, you can enjoy it. And sometimes, even though the camera takes beautiful pictures, it really can't tell what you see with the naked eyes. So it's beautiful to look at. It's tranquil. It's peaceful, and it's really good. We have a wonderful history. It's very vibrant. And if you like history and you like new experiences and you want to learn the old things and see how the new things have sort of slightly come in and not affected the old town too much, yeah, Grenada is definitely the place for you.
And there you hear it. So guys, so that just leads me into our Just For You. It's our Grenada Tourism Authority's new campaign. And what it is, it's inviting your visitors to discover and explore the immersive culture experiences. So while we have peace of mind that that your health, as well as your clients and safety, is being protected. So you've heard from us, but we want to visually show you that Grenada is waiting for you to discover, as well as Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So enjoy, guys.
We've been apart for a short while, but now the time has come when you can join us again in our little slice of paradise. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique has always provided a relaxing, rejuvenating, and authentic experience, and that hasn't changed. You can look forward to the same amazing experience while we strengthen our already high health protocols to give you peace of mind while you are with us. So come visit us. We await you with open hearts and spirits, filled with that warm, unique Grenadian hospitality. Rediscover an island filled with adventure, charm, and magic. Pure Grenada, just for you.
So yes, guys, so there you have it. It is just for you. So whether your clients are into adventure or you like crowded beaches, flavorful cuisine that Roger's already mentioned, but also if you just want to relax, because we know that we all could do with a break, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique has it all, and it's just waiting to welcome you back. But let's get into it. We're going to get into the good stuff. Renee, Roger, you ready? So here we go. So I'm going to hand over to Renee, who's going to introduce our special guests, our panelists for this afternoon. Some are live and direct in Grenada, but we also have one that's in Birmingham. So as I hand over to Renee, I'd like to just say good morning, good afternoon to our panelists. Here we go.
Alrighty, so today our lovely panelists are experts in the field of what to do, places to go, what to eat in Grenada and from Grenada. First, of course, we have Mrs. Dahlia Henry Dabrio. I think she's an expert on things to do and places to go in Grenada. She's a publisher of Lime and Dine Grenada. I hope you all have your copies with you today. And second, we have Mr. Aaron Sylvester, founder and creator of Tri-Island Chocolate Grenada, they scrumptious chocolate. You know, Grenada has the best chocolate. No, I'm not being biased. And of course, the lovely Lee Sylvester, all the way in Birmingham, and her mom from Tan Rosie, the delectable Grenadian cuisine line. I am so glad to have you all on board today. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to head it over to you guys. So, Delia, I believe you're first. Hi, how are you?
I was just trying to unmute myself.
No problem.
I'm good, thank you very much. And thank you so much for that introduction. So I've been charged with 3 minutes, so I'm going to try and tell you a love story in 3 minutes.
Great.
But it's a difficult one, but here we go.
You can do it.
I'll try. So I actually fell in love with Grenada back in 1988. That's the first time I ever went to any Caribbean island. And aside from all the beauty that I saw, because I grew up in central London, you can probably, the accent is still hanging on there. But one of the things that I really, really loved was the way that I saw people outside, because I didn't come from that culture, sitting on the doorstep, sitting on the verandas, playing dominoes in front of a shop, playing cricket on the beach and football, but basically in any size of group, large or small, just taking the time to enjoy themselves. So even a little something was not just a throwaway event, it became a moment that you could make count. And as I stayed in Grenada for several months, I learned that the collective term for this was liming. It was about don't hurry through life, take time to enjoy the moments and to enjoy the people. So once I understood what liming is, once we started our publication, obviously the first thing that we have to do is explain what liming is, because when you come to Grenada, if you're not liming, you're not enjoying Grenada. So you have to slow down, you have to really get involved, enjoy the experience, and you must not hurry, because if you're rushing, it is not a lime. And then also, we tend to use some expressions such as, where's the lime? You're liming later? You're liming on the beach this weekend? So instead of people looking around for this little green fruit, they will now know what liming is once they have lime and dine in their hands. We're actually now in our 13th year of publication. We're still pressing on to publish this year. So if we move to my next slide, you'll see that we try to basically let our readers understand the kind of experiences that they can have in Grenada. So not just on the surface, like for instance, we have a section, we call it Pure Lime. So that's like our adventure section. The tour operators are in there, or even shopping if that's your line. We look at the sister isles, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I have to say I have a special affiliation for Carriacou and PM, such beautiful islands and a completely different experience from Grenada, so you don't want to miss out on that. And we try to highlight different aspects of our culture, so that would be past and even present culture, local foods, local drinks, and especially people, because Grenada is renowned for its people. That's part of the charm of the island. So we look at individual players, even like we interviewed a gentleman who's been playing Shakespeare mass since a child, now nearly 90, and youngsters who are being taught about Shakespeare mass. It only exists in Carriacou. This is amazing. And then like our hikers, drum players, dancers, everything. So that the big message from us to our visitors is just go that bit deeper, find out what's really pure about Grenada, what's special about Grenada. And for me as an editor and publisher, every time we come to looking at the magazine, I dig deep to say, what was it that I fell in love with in Grenada? And once I still keep feeling that way, then we can bring it to the pages of the magazine so that others can share that with us. So just to make sure that we're accessible to everybody, in my third slide, just showing basically that, yeah, I'm an old person, so hard copy is my thing. However, we know that social media is here to stay. We know that people need digital, especially in this environment we're living in right now. And then we have our app. So what we're doing is giving as many people as possible, whatever their preference is, to have access to this information. It also helps our advertisers, who are the businesses who support this magazine. So they also will get some mileage, and you can even get into their website. So if people are looking for places to go, where to stay, etc., they can find that also on the app. One thing I have to admit is that we've been very bold in the past, and we say you can't lime on your phone and you can't lime on electronic devices. And we don't want to apologize for that. We're hoping that the new norm doesn't prove us to be wrong. because we really want everybody to come here. And so that when you come here, that we can make a line with you, or you can make a line with us. So please follow us on Instagram at Lime and Dime. We're posting all the time, all kinds of crazy stuff, but to keep you connected and to encourage people to be here. So thank you ever so much for your time, and I'll try and prove that I'm an expert if there's any questions on liming, that is. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Delia. And I'm so glad that you presented and, you know, you encapsulated everything that is Grenada, because liming is really, truly, you know, kind of a way of life here in Grenada. You know, it encompasses everything that we do, you know, eating, hanging out with friends, exploring everything. And it really is, you know, pure Grenada just for you. There's something for everyone to do here. And Lyman really does encapsulate all of that. So thank you so much for your time and the presentation.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
All righty. So straight up with you, Mr. Sylvester. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I finally found the mute button. This is probably the first presentation where I haven't had it on mute for too long. So thank you. I managed to get it to work. So as Renee mentioned, my name is Aaron Sylvester. I'm one of 5 chocolate makers here in Grenada. As Renee also mentioned, we are the producers of the best chocolate in the world. I am not going to lie, that is an absolute fact. So I left the UK around 2016 and decided to move to Grenada because the UK was a little bit too wet for me. But believe it or not, Grenada's raining today, but that's just a one-off. But I decided to come here and to use some land that my grandparents had left me to start making chocolate, because in a previous career, I used to work in the music industry, where I used to do marketing for many, let's just say, overzealous, famous, crazy, good musicians, and some were just a bit wild. And I decided I'd done enough of that, and I decided for a bit of a career change. So I did a bit of traveling, and all roads brought me back to the island of Grenada, where my family are from. So I decided to use that land to start making chocolate and start using some of the fruits and the spices that we have to blend those into making fine flavored cacao and fine flavored chocolate. So we make a 56% dark milk chocolate, a 75% with bee pollen, and an 80%. Some say it's a big change. I see someone said, what a change, Aaron. I guess it was. And yeah, sometimes we just have to make these evolutions in life, as many of us are doing at the moment. So on to the next slide. When I came to Grenada and we started making chocolate, I realized that that was one facet that I wanted to focus on, but I also realized that there were so many more opportunities that needed to be kind of evolved a little bit more. So one of the experiences that we now offer, which has kind of evolved a little bit since the end of February, early March, is that we now offer an opportunity for people to come to Grenada and make their own chocolate bar. So using our Grenadian cocoa, they can go into a space which we now offer within hotels. So something that will be coming out soon, where you can go into a hotel when staying in Grenada. We would then come to the hotel and give you a chance to actually make your own chocolate bar on the premises. One of the other experiences that we do is we have countless fruits and spices, as I mentioned. So we use that in many different teas, whether it be cinnamon, bay leaf, mango leaf, lemongrass, you name it, we have it, and we turn it into a tea. So what we do is also give individuals the chance to taste those teas, but also learn the beneficial and the medicinal benefits of all of those teas. So that's another experience that we offer within the resorts and hotels. And the final in-house experience that we also offer is beekeeping. So when I first moved to Grenada, I fell into the world of bees. I was blown away by how they pollinated the farm that I had inherited. And I wanted to create a chocolate bar with honey inside, because to me, that just makes sense. However, when I started to learn about how you make chocolate, I learned that honey and chocolate don't actually stick together. They kind of emulsifies, so I couldn't do that. So I ended up using bee pollen and dehydrated that, blended that into the chocolate, and then we made our most popular chocolate bar, which are 75% chocolate bar with bee pollen. So that's the kind of the 3 in-house experiences that we offer. On to the next slide. And then there's the outdoor experiences that we offer. So as I mentioned about the beekeeping, as well as giving people a chance to taste the different honeys that we produce on the island, because we have countless beekeepers due to the, as Roger mentioned, the different flowers and the plants that we have on the island, We also give individuals the chance to come to our farm, where you'll get to meet my cousin Imhotep, and you'll get to actually go into the beehive, put on a bee suit, and actually try and find the queen in there somewhere, and see how the bees actually produce honey, from the worker bees to the drones, to the propolis, to the honey, and all of that. And then after you've actually been inside there, you also get to taste some of the honey too. So we make a different blend of honey, using some blended with cinnamon, some blended with coffee, and some blended with nutmeg and the mace. So you can get to experience different flavors of those as well. And then the second experience that we do outdoors is probably the most popular one that we do, which is the Rastafarian experience. So a large part of my family are from an area on the island called Mamakan. And when I had people coming to my farm, they were always interested about the Rastafarian culture, but it kind of always began and ended with Bob and ended with Marley. So there was way more to it than that. So what I wanted to do is get them to sit down with people, explain the food, explain the hair, explain the culture, explain the music, really get people to understand what being Rastafarian is all about. And that's what we do with this experience, where you really come to the farm. We call it Roots to Bar, and that really is what it's about. And then the final outdoor experience that we offer is something kind of unique that we have. So like I said, we have countless chocolate companies on the island, but I wanted to create an experience where people could, one, enjoy the Caribbean chocolate and enjoy Caribbean rum. So what we've experienced and created is where you can taste chocolate from Grenada, from Trinidad, as well as my good friends in Jamaica, as well as tasting rums from Grenada, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. And we'll go on a sunset cruise, as you can see from that picture. And maybe if I move to the side, you can see the boat in the background. So you can make your way there. You'll sail up to the underwater sculpture park whilst the sun's going down. I'll explain to you the different chocolates that we have and the rums that we have. You'll then be taught how to actually taste them. Believe it or not, I know you think you know how to taste chocolate and rum, but there's definitely a way to do it correctly. So I'll show you how you do that. And then you'll get to learn the different flavors that you can get from each of those chocolates and rums that are blended together quite uniquely by myself. So that's the Chocolate and Rum Sunset Cruise. We have a good friend of mine, Danny, who has the boat Savvy that some of you may well know about. And that's the Sunset Cruise Chocolate and Rum experience.
Lovely. Like, who knew the cocoa bean, the tiny cocoa bean, was so multifaceted? I mean, it's truly a wonder. And, you know, Grenada, we have such a wide variety of it. Like, there really is something for everyone to do, you know, surrounding that cocoa bean and the chocolate, the delicious, yummy, scrummy chocolate. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thanks so much. And now we're going to head over to Lee Sylvester of Time Rosie. Lee, I'm going to tell you, I recently finished my mango chutney, and I'm really upset.
I'm sorry, yeah. We've got lots of beetroot chutney.
Tastes so good.
I'll send one over to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Aaron. I don't think we are related, just got a similar surname. So, great presentation. So, Tam Rosie. So, yes, in the previous slide, you saw that was my grandma, Tam Rosie. We named the dishes after her. The word Tam means aunt, and our family, obviously, from Grenada, Carriacou in particular, which is where Mom's from. So we take influence from there to create all of our products. So a little bit about who we are. My completely different background to food. I was in sportswear design, lots of different brands, and Mom was a midwife, and she retired. I left the industry because I wanted to do something, set up my own business. Mom wanted to do something in her retirement. Her plan was to do farmers market, because she always loved cooking, for 6 months, or in the summer in the UK, which usually is about 1 month, if that. And then the rest of the time, her plan was to go back to Carriacou and chill out. But that didn't really work out. So because our first market that we did, we sold out of everything. There was a massive buzz about what we were doing, because we were not only showing the public about Caribbean food, but we were showing them about our history, our heritage of Grenada, and the fact that there are more Caribbean islands out there than just the islands from, you know, all the islands that they know, you know, Barbados, Trinidad, yes, obviously, yes, sir. So basically, we wanted to show there's more to Caribbean food than just rice and peas, and jerk chicken. So if you go to the next slide, I'll show you a bit more about what we do. So we make Caribbean food products. So we do traditional Caribbean-inspired products like jerk rubs, curry powders, seasonings. We've got a variety of different sauces. We write cookery books as well, and we've also launched a Caribbean veg box scheme recently in this pandemic period, which is going really well. Previously, we had a supper club, which is like a pop-up dining experience, which we ran from Mom's living room, and we ran that for 8 years. So our customers see us in food festivals, farmers markets, online. We work with Raymond Blanc, supply his restaurant. And recently, due to this Black Lives Matter, we've had a lot of publicity online from a lot of famous bloggers who've really increased our online sales, which is great. So our online business at the moment is really going well due to the pandemic, which has been quite a blessing actually. And also we run a Caribbean cookery school, which we started here in 2018 when we moved into our new building. So everything I said before about all these products we make and working with all these people, we were actually doing it out of Mom's kitchen at the time, and it just got to breaking point. And so 2018, we moved into our new premises, you can see here. We run Caribbean cookery school. So in the pandemic, we've launched an online Caribbean cookery course as well. So we teach all the classics. And then we've also started a Zoom Caribbean cookery lessons as well, which are going really well. So that's what we're promoting at the moment. So essentially, we really want to promote our heritage. And, you know, throughout over the years, people have actually said they've actually gone to Carriacou and Grenada from our recommendations, and they've loved it. You know, they thought Grenada was laid back. Carriacou was really laid back. And they've really enjoyed it and come back to us and told us all their stories about it. So it's been a really good platform to show off our culture, you know, and really sort of get people involved in that and looking into other Caribbean islands as well, you know, not just Barbados and other islands like that, but, you know, there's something more about Carriacou. It's very special. They've got very traditional African festivals, culture, history that not a lot of people know about. So we try to show people the vast majority of, you know, things that they can do there, and obviously things that they can actually eat and try, and the spices available. And we try to show that within our products. So that's who we are. Oh, next one, I forgot about this. Yes, so as we said, our future focus is literally focusing more online and promoting our veg box, our online courses, and just growing through our social media platforms. We're on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Okay.
All righty. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you for promoting our heritage through cuisine out there. Thanks so much for taking the time to present us today. And now we're going to go to Lisa.
Hello. I'm still here, guys. So that was amazing. Just hearing about Lime and Dime to try Island chocolate to Tamrosi was really good. So we appreciate you all and thank you for your time. Can you guys believe it? Grenada, the size of the Isle of Wight, but it definitely has a lot to offer in things to do. So I'm going to move on shortly to our next slide, which is training incentive program. If you didn't know, now you know. We still have a Grenada Ambassador Rewards program with My Booking Rewards. So sign up. What are you waiting for? Start logging those bookings. 2021 is just around the corner. So www.puregrenadarewards.co.uk. But we have something a little special. August, I'm sure my panelists, I'm sure my co-hosts will tell you, it's our time right now, but we're there in spirit because we can't literally be on the road. And the middle picture itself is Moko Jumbies that I haven't actually seen for myself, but Roger, have you?
Yeah. They're definitely around carnival time.
Yes.
Yes, and Renee,
yeah.
Oh, definitely around carnival time. So to celebrate them, this is just a little clip. And you know, when they say, oh, Grenada's raining all year round, I kid you not, we are not. This video,
We are not.
we are surely not. Enjoy. Yes, so that was just a little clip just to show you the Mocha Jumbies. So that is pure Grenada just for you. Culturally, we have everything to offer you. You've heard from our panelists, you've heard from Renee and Roger and myself. So hopefully, what are you waiting for? Because we look forward to welcome you as well as your clients soon. So on this note, I would like to thank you. Stay safe. The Land of Smiles. You can see my contacts there. And for those that may not know, or you're just wondering, where can I get into the groove with soca and calypso music? We do have an account on Spotify. So all you have to do is hashtag Grenada Dreaming and you'll find us there. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I hand back to Sarah for our Q&A.
Thank you very much, Lisa. That was a fantastic presentation. We've got loads of the chat that has been flying all over the place. Chocolate, amazing. And the food, wow, I need to come and do that online cooking course because I need to do this. And then the dancing, what was it called? The Mocha Jumbo?
Moko Jumbi.
Moko.
That's the Moko Jumbi.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be the person with the stilts that thinks that we can go and do that and fall flat on my face straight away because it takes a lot of talent to be able to do that. So thank you very much, guys. It's been brilliant to hear that. We've got a few questions that have popped up. Just to cover off as well, everybody loves the video that you've got, and Sharon has kindly sent across the YouTube link in the chat options so that people can download it and share it from YouTube. But what I've just said to a few people is, I'll get the link, I'll download it into the reward program. So once you've logged into Pure Grenada Rewards, there'll be a download link where they can go and actually download it into the computers and share it that way. So it'll be done by tomorrow. If you can just give me until tomorrow, guys, I'll get that done for you, because we all like to share the Caribbean dreaming with Grenada. So yeah, we'll do that. And then we've got a few more questions that have popped in. Okay, so we've got a question here that's come in. Has Grenada got anything exciting being built or new attractions that we can promote alongside the historical and cultural aspects? So Renee and Lisa and Roger, this one's for you guys.
What was the question, sorry?
Has Grenada got anything exciting being built, stroke new attractions that we can promote alongside the historical and cultural aspects? Is there anything new happening?
Well, we wouldn't say it's brand new, but recently, we've been more on the adventure side of things. We have some new water sports operations coming on, like the clear bottom kayaking and the power boating. You can power boat your own boat. Also with our dune buggies, that's still relatively new because every day they're making new routes that you can take. You can either do the coastline, you can go to another island off of Grenada Hog Island. You can go inland into the rainforest with them. So that on the adventure side, we're seeing more and more operations popping up here and there. So as soon as we get information on them, we put it on our website, www.puregrenada.com, for you guys to check out. Roger, is there anything else?
Yeah, we actually having new trails discovered into new experiences in terms of sulfur springs and waterfalls and so on, that are quite unique. Some of are, really challenging to get to, but it's worth the hype, considering what you're gonna see and what you're gonna experience. And we have a revitalization of the Mangazo Nature Trail. It's a new operator who's taking it over and really putting a lot of work in there. So yeah, we've got some new and exciting things for you guys, but we always say Grenada is an experience. We want you to get here and we want you to have the experience. So I can tell you about it, but I more want you to come and experience it.
And then also, it's not new, but it's not as popular. We have a lot of different culinary tours. And I think more people should be tapping into that. Grenada, we're known for our good food, and we have a lot of culinary tours, like with flavor, what's it called? Flavor the Spice? Flavor the Spice. I know they do the different tours around the town, or you can go up the countryside, as well as in some of the hotels, you know, on special days where you can go and learn how to make different dishes and so.
And we have more local qualified chefs who are doing the villa stuff. So they come at your villa, they take you to the market, you shop, and you prepare different types of Grenadian cuisines, or even international cuisines, depending on what you ask for. So we've got a lot more of that. And again, I just want you to come down. Come on, let us share with you. Let us give you some edutainment, you know, because that's what Grenada is all about.
Yeah, so just keep an eye, guys, on www.puregrenada.com, because you'll find everything there. Okay? Yeah.
Brilliant. Roger, that leads me on to the next question. George has asked, is Grenada open right now?
Yes, Grenada is open. We have opened the airport, but we have on the website, it tells you to the countries and the areas that we've opened our ports to, and the protocols for getting into Grenada.
Brilliant.
Yes. So just to add further on to that, guys, we have refreshed and relaunched our website, which does include a travel advisory page, a digital e-reader, and that's all contained in tourism sector health and safety protocols. And it also has a listing of Ministry of Health certified accommodation. So you'll find everything there.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Chris has asked, this is for Aaron, how much is the beekeeper chocolate and tea experiences?
Sure. You can get all the different prices for all the tours on our website, which is troyisland.com. But just to answer your question, in terms of the beekeeping, a private beekeeping experience, that's £35. Then for the honey tasting, it's £20. And then for the chocolate making experience, it's £50.
Brilliant. So really, really good prices as well. So that's great. Thank you for that, Aaron. George has also asked about diving. Can you experience diving in Grenada? George, can you experience diving? It's incredible for diving. I'm going to pass over to the team.
Yeah, and I would want to go take dibs on this one. We have over 50 dive sites. The best thing about diving in Grenada is that you spend the shortest time to get to the dive site. So the max amount of time you'll spend getting to the dive site is 15 minutes. We have the most wreck in the region. We have the largest wreck. We've got the first underwater sculpture park, which is considered to be the 25th wonder of the world. We've got so many experiences. So whether it's gentle drift, reef, wrecks, bubbles, everything, we've got it. And we talk about Carriacou. I guarantee you, when you go to Carriacou to dive, when they take you to the first site and you come up, you would say this is easily one of the, if you've dived all over the world, you'd say this is one of the top 3 dives in the world. So we've got it all. We've got it all.
Thank you very much. So
George, I'm PADI certified too, so that's why I'm excited.
And you can get PADI certified on island as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Kendra has asked, how accessible is Grenada for people with mobility issues and special needs such as autism, etc.? Who's going to take this?
We are accessible. We're not, I would say we're not 100%, but all the new properties, everybody is trying to make sure we have a lot of accessible areas. Some of the hotels, the older ones have transformed, for example, the ground floor to be much more accessible for persons with challenges and abilities and so on. We have been putting in place things to understand that we do have people like that who travel, and so we're trying to make it much more friendly. But we do have properties that cater for persons of that nature.
Brilliant. Do you have a link is it on the website, or would we contact the tourist
So,
board in order to...
Sarah, what I would suggest is to get in touch with the GTA UK, because what's nice is that we have the expertise to advise on accommodation, especially if what's nice about Grenada, and I guess with people with mobility issues, you do find that a lot of them are on the hillside. So we wouldn't recommend that. So therefore we can look at options. So I definitely say to get in touch with the GTA UK for that information, where we can help you and we can understand the needs, and then we can best recommend for you.
Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you very much. So Cheryl, you've just asked a similar question about the wheelchairs. So that's just answered that. So yeah, I will not ask that same question. Joanna's asked, it's a small island, but what's the best way to get around? Is there a local bus service, or do most tourists just use taxis?
Local bus?
I would say, yeah, it depends on the experience. For the bus prices, the bus prices vary depending on where you're going, where you are. And the taxis, of course, all the taxi drivers now are trained and certified by the GTA. So, you know, and all persons who are now coming into taxi are mandated. They go to the college and they're trained and to become certified, so that, you know, you're getting quality service. As for the bus operators, you may not get the same type of service, but you get a ride and you get an experience what it's like to travel with the locals. And so it's different experiences, but the buses run up to 8 o'clock Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. And so anything after 8 p.m. you may not get a bus, and you have the taxis available almost 24/7.
Of course. And then you have the option to hire too, because
yes.
Right on the same side as the UK, but we always recommend that you do an island tour first, just to get your bearings before you hire a car. So there's a lot of little adventures that you can do if it's the local bus route, because if anything, Grenadians are full of storytelling and characters that make us like the friendliest people in the world. But more so than that, you can also, as Roger said, the taxis, it's just more on what you want out of your experience on Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Super, thank you very much. Muriel has asked about the Red Crab restaurant. Is it still open? Do any of you know?
No, unfortunately. It's not open anymore. It's taken over by a new entity, and they do Indian cuisine, which is fabulous. It's a beautiful restaurant. So we've upgraded.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So Muriel, that answers your question for that one. Rahul has just asked, do you have to wear a mask in public? What's the rules for Grenada right now around COVID-19? Yeah,
you do have to wear a mask. The protocols dictates that you wear a mask, and where you can maintain 6 feet apart, you wear a mask, and so on. So yeah, we do understand that at times you may remove the mask to get some air, but generally speaking, the mask should be close to your face, and you wear a mask.
Yes, and what's good to note, guys, is that the protocols and advisories on our website are changing daily, so it's really good to keep checking that regularly.
Perfect, thank you very much. Gail has asked, is the aquarium still there? So we've got a lot of people that have been out to Grenada, that have been to these restaurants.
Oh yeah, it is. And what's beautiful about the aquarium right now is that it's actually doing breakfast. So before, you could have only got lunch and dinner, but now you can get breakfast.
Breakfast, lunch and dinner, perfect. There you go, Gail, that's the answer to that question.
Very tasty, very tasty.
I don't think I've tried that one. Okay, that's the end of the questions, guys. So thank you very much to everybody for coming on board, and thank you to these amazing panelists that have really sort of put Grenada into our heads. We really, really appreciate your time to come and talk to us and let us know everything that's happening. So thank you very much. And again, thank you to all of the agents for taking the time to come on, and for those of you that are watching this later on, thank you. I'll pass back to Lisa to say her final goodbyes and to everybody else.
Yes, so thank you for joining us. We hope that it's been informative but also fun to hear from our panelists and our co-hosts. So yes, on this note, I would just love to find lime and dime, things to do, things to see, things to taste. That's it in a nutshell, and it's a wonderful guide. So please do, you know, you can get that digitally as well as electronically, as well as on social media. So thank you, Delia. And Aaron Sylvester, thank you very much. 1 of 5 of our chocolate makers. So you got quite a treat, from bees to Rastafari and just chocolate in general. So that was amazing. And then thank you again to Lee Sylvester of Tamrosi, along with her mum, Monica. So guys, yes, if you just want to just know more, then please do get in touch with me, but I'll also put this up in our follow-up. And then last but not least, my co-host, Renee Moses, Roger Augustine. It's been a pleasure. It's been insightful, and I want to thank you. Do you have any final words, guys?
Don't forget the £100 as well. We'll draw that tomorrow. It'll be done by 12 o'clock on the My Booking Rewards page. So we'll do the spin to wheel. Don't forget, you must be signed up to puregrenadarewards.co.uk in order to be in with a chance of winning. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, you got to be in it to win it. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.